Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to StarLadder and welcome to the Bets.net Challenger Series. We're into one of two EU games for the day between Valiance and Co. and GameAgents. Pretty significant one for one of these squads. GameAgents are yet to win, and you could argue the same sort of situation for Valiance as well, because both squads are very, very high in their game count as of right now, and they're running out of chances to really boost themselves into the top four. Valiance are already there. But GameAgents are yet to win a match so far in the Bets.net Challenger Series. So serious work needs to be done on their part in order to bring some sort of, like, just something to the league as a whole. So let's see if they can do it in this particular game. The knife is just gone round, and we are going to be seeing GameAgents start things off on the CT side choice. So, very quickly into this one, we will jump into Mirage. A relatively strong map for this team in particular, but can they put it into effect on Valiance? I think if there's one team in this league, or if there's any one of these teams I think they could have beaten, it probably would be Valiance. So let's see if they can actually do that right here with the pistol coming into effect. Once again, my name is Switchblade J, and I will be taking you through both of today's series, both of which feature GameAgents. So some very important matches up against them, and of them, this is probably the easier one of the day. They're up against Godsend in the next hour or so. So let's see if they can make it 2 for 2 or just one, or maybe even none. Pistol round going live. No defuse kit on the CT side. Valiance and Co. have a decent amount of utility set as they're looking to go executing very quickly into the A site. Impulse covering off one angle as Color and Co. are held up towards jungle. Color will get the first flick and take down Letney's head. Hunter's going to get up close and personal. Zero's got a crossfire lock, but Color still picking up frags. 5 versus 3. Emmy will trade him out. Look for Zero. Oh, he's tagged. And they will even things back to 3 to 3. The bomb has been planted, but Valiance are on the retake. No defuse kit, but they got to act quick. But Fleeve is here on the flank, on the backstab. Spotted out by Impulse. Tapped up, can't quite get the shots. Forced back into Palace for the moment here. The T side holding down there after plant. Emmy's going to get himself yet another triple kill for him. Impulse holding out towards Palace. Takes down Gabeson, leaving it all up to the Alive. And he will fall all the same to the favour of the pistol round, to the favour of Valiance and Co. So, conversions just standard out for GameAgents. Not the way they would have wanted to start this match off particularly, seeing as they are in pretty dire need for a win here in the tournament. And even then, how many more chances do they have available to them? They're currently out in towards the mid position, Valiance. Keeping a hold of some sort of T-side setup against the GameAgents side. They have stacked B, which is fortunate, because Neno is setting himself up in towards A. They've got connector control here, the T side. And Fleeve is looking for whatever he can. So far, not going to see a whole lot. And 60 seconds to remain. It's Fleeve to pick up Impulse and actually drop the bomb for a couple of seconds. Peek back in with an Eagle. Try get one more headshot on Emmy, but he can't quite land these shots. Just getting the tags and not the frags. The first blood is drawn by Valiance for this round. The CTs will rotate. Try to see if they can shut down more players. They are starting to run out of time. Zero caught off guard by Letney, fortunately lurking in the ladder and position. The utility coming through will force them away for a couple of seconds to allow Valiance enough time to get that bomb down. But Color strikes right back with a simple headshot in this Eagle. Hunter in mid with an AK, shuts Fleeve down as well. Color will fall eventually to the man advantage of Valiance, and Co and Emmy just roll on through to a double kill. Alongside Hunter, who gets a double of his own. 2-0 start for Valiance and Co. And Eco should be out for GameAgents. Seeing some upgraded pistols. I don't expect armor and utility to come out here from the CT side. Steagle this P250 have on Fleeve and Gabeson. See what damage they can do. See if they can potentially open up a way back into the round. Or whether they will be sitting low on their laurels. this one. Hunter picks up Gabeson as the first frag. The MAC-10 getting the extra money in the bank here for the T side. 5 versus 3 off the bat. Impulse picks up Fleeve as well, but Hunter's still going to go hunting. Looking for his triple, and we're going to find it in hole. Definitely with the other MAC-10. Will also go peeking out. Takedown 0. And all 5 players will stay alive with lots of money being built up by the SMGs here for Valiance. The money line is going to be bolstered beyond belief. They're probably going to stick with these, however, to try to get as much value out of them as they can. If they can get one more kill against GameAgents, that's just really going to put paid to their current game campaign here. And put paid to their tournament campaign so far. Again, GameAgents yet to score a victory in the Bets.net Challenger Series on a very poor streak of form lately. They've got to turn it around relatively quickly as well, otherwise not going to be looking too good for them. Probably not going to be making it into the top 4, which is what teams do need to be doing here to get into the playoffs. Only defaults from Valiance and Co. are passive along the map, but they will eventually stack up into Palace and Ramp. Dropping bombs around. Again, those 2 MAC-10s for Letney and Hunter are in play. Very easy to pick those guys off, but they have got head armor up against M4, so let's see how easy it will be against GameAgents, who actually are lacking in the head armor department. The MAC-10s could shut them down so easily. Zero's taking point with head armor of his own. Flashbangs go over. Molotov actually body blocked by Emmy. That's going to put Valiance and Co. on a very quick halt. Apply the brakes to the push, allow GameAgents actually an opportunity to set themselves up, and actually Color with the AWP is trying to look for a good shot, just jumping over the smoke, looking for any information he can. Meanwhile, Zero out towards Firebox, gets himself 2, but he gets traded back alongside Gabeson, and Flea will fall through the smoke. 2 versus 2 as Valiance and Co., despite losing the initial advantage, do a very good job at maintaining control as Letney peeks out to 1 more on Color, leaving the last man left here for the GameAgents side in a 1 versus 2. And now a none versus 2 as Valiance pick up their 4th T-side round. Should also be noted that GameAgents, I think, are playing with a stand-in today. The Alive does not ring any bells for this CT side. Azak is missing from the server. Not 100% confident that that is Azak himself. Hasn't been verified according to what I know already, but regardless, one fact is true. GameAgents have not gotten started yet in this match, and the CT side are forced down to an eco. Quasi out with Cullum and Flea of getting some Kevlar, a little bit of utility on Zero as well, but upgraded pistols at basics and no rifles for the CTs to be playing with. They are going to get forced away across the board here. Taking the brunt of the damage as well for this match. Flea on 8. Valiance and Co. only losing health on Letney and Impulse. They're still above the 50-point mark on the HP. They're going to step themselves up, starting to stack their way into the ramp position. 45 seconds remaining. And I will slowly start to lead the charge. Smokes go down. Here we go. Collar spotted, sprayed. Just beyond the firebox. Impulse will catch that single frag. Look for his second on Zero out towards CT. Gave some with the Eagles trying to do some damage, but he'll only get Letney, and that is it. Letney even admitting it was a very nice shot indeed, but 2v4 situation. Fleeve on 8 HP. The Alive, a PT50 and no armor. I have a doubt that they'll be able to make this work here, GameAgents, especially with the backstabber. Also setting himself up. Emmy looking for these 2 CTs and catch a glimpse of 1. Spray him down. Fleeve, Eagle in hand. Can't do much. Only 1 player falling for Valiance and Co. as they pick up their 5-0 score. Maxos bonus now out for the Game Agents. They've got a full rifle buy with the AWP of colour. The 4 M4s outside of that for the CT side. 5 AKs. Valiance and Co. Trying to put this into effect, but won't find a whole lot across this board here. Both defaults just come up to effect, but it's just for the most part Game Agents conceding control to Valiance and Co as they hold passive positions across the board. Mid control not even gained, only gained by a small margin here, just trying to suppress them if they go towards short or connector. Gabeson and 2 others towards short. But no one in sniper nest, no one pushing up mid. Hunter, oh, very nice on Gabeson, alive, trying to trade him out. Could have caught that one frag if the scaffolding didn't block his vision, but in this case it is a 1-for-1 trade overall. The CTs will lose 1 man towards A, leaving it all up to Flea, back towards Firebox, and Letney tries it again, spraying his way through the box, getting the wallbanger kill. 2-for-1 trade to the favour of Valiance alive. Not really looking confident to peek out here from jungle and try and take this frag. 40 seconds remain, the bomb still yet to get planted, but eventually Impulse will get it down, planted for Sandwich. 2 versus 3 situation. Favourable, of course, to Valiance and Co. Obviously, they've got the man advantage right now. They are going to be deciding to save on the Game Agent side of things, so backing off instead. Holding on to whatever rifles they can muster. Nothing will be available for them in this round, so to be a second on the Valiance and Co. So far, taking a very flawless start into their T side. Something the Game Agents might want to be very careful of. If this spirals out of control, then we are not looking at good times for the CT side. Are going to force the buy around these 3 rifles that were safe from the last round, of course. So loss bonus and a max loss bonus stacking up for them, giving them enough cash to justify this. Valiance and Co, speaking of cash, they got lots of money on their side. Upwards of 10k on some players. Look at this, they're so ready for this aggressive default this time from the CT side. They do flash their way into underpass successfully, but Emmy and Hunter repeat back in and get both of the frags, easily cleaning things up, bringing a 2-man advantage to Valiance and Co once again. Just so easy here for the T side. Game Agents struggling to get their way back into the matchup. Impulse trailing out Fleave as well as Hunter falls to the hands of Gabeson. 1-for-1 in that particular exchange, making it 3-for-1 overall. Again, favour Valiance. Impulse and Emmy are tagged down at the very least, so there is some opportunities opening up, and with this all picking up one of the high HP players, suddenly this round doesn't look like the worst round for Game Agents at all. They could still make this retake work. The Molotovs are going down, suppressing them for more precious seconds, and considering they don't have a defuse kit, those seconds are precious. Color trying to find off Letty, trying to catch his head off his shoulders, and tags up his teammate to try and get the frag. But in this case, there's not enough firepower back there. The wallbanger doesn't quite work. Color with a good flick on the head of Emmy, though, will try and stay alive, try and get the defuse, unfortunately. Letney in the back is still going to find the final frag. 17 HP to spare, and a 7-0 scoreline still for Valiance and Co. Going back over the years, Game Agents have had the one up above Valiance and Co, but maybe this may be the match to break the tiebreaker, and in a pretty severe fashion as well. Valiance looking on point, Game Agents just not showing up at all. They've already lost the first frag in this round, of course they are on the force by the rifles to back out once again. Emmy drops in. Can't get Fleave at least. If Fleave does drop the bomb and look for his second, he'll take down Letney. He doesn't know that Neno's on site, but he still picks up the third. Hunter Creeping up through mid, trying to catch off Zero. Zero has set himself up to cover off mid. And Impulse has just got to try and force his way back into the site. Zero turning his attention towards that actually could still fall to the hands of Hunter. And indeed, Hunter sprays him down. Back to the 2 versus 2 we go. Completely even across the board. Bomb still dropped, but it is close to the site. And they got 60 seconds to try and get it planted. Color engaged and just trying to lock off angles. Smokes go down. Incendiaries try and push them out of position. Color's still got a lock. Just verifying the bomb has not been picked up. Counter Molotovs coming back. They are just trying to push them away eventually. Color forced out of position, but just redirects himself back into the same position and catches Hunter off for it, so it's all Impulse. AWP in his hand, 1v2. He peeks straight back into Color. He picks up his 2K and finally brings the first round to the favor of GameAgents. AWP and 4 AKs for Valiance in this one. GameAgents. The money lost bonus stacking, and of course their first round victory will still try and go for a force up here, but they are limited. No AWP, of course. And Live has himself a UMP. Meanwhile, Valiance are setting themselves up for a very quick hit into the site. Molotovs down into Dark, forcing players out of position. Color forced back towards the firebox. This time they don't check it, and he gets one frag before he gets traded, but Neno quick on his trade. Lead back towards Sandwich, does get dealt with by Letney. The bomb will get planted for Sandwich as well. Alive, one side, Zero on the backs. Actually, they're not expecting this. Letney and Hunter are going to line up for him. He takes himself both of those frags and leaves it up to Impulse as the lone man left alive. The flashbang, awkward from Zero, doesn't catch it. And Impulse peeks out and takes Alive for it. Now knows the last man is back towards the ramp position, waiting for his opportunity to peek up and take him down. Spots him and gets him through the wood. 8-1. Valiance reset GameAgents. It just gets worse and worse and worse. The Hungarian side do need to find a way back into this one. They're going to force buy for this round, see if they can try and steal one away from Valiance and Co. But just... things are not looking pretty right now here for them. There's a lot of work that must be done. Teams of Valiance will start to set their way in towards apartments. They got one. Also towards ladder room and sniper nest, just gaining that much control, just trying to cut off any rotations if necessary. I don't think it will be necessary. Valiance and Co should be able to storm this site relatively convincingly. The UMP on Zero, a CZ for Alive. He does take down Emmy at least, so not quite the easy run into the site as we we're expecting. Zero getting trades as well. Leaves it all up to Color as the last man left. Can't do anything with his pistol. 3 versus 2 situation once again to the favour of Valiance. Gabeson will try and get aggressive here with his M4, but spotted by the AWP of Impulse, picks him off, and that should be the round right there. Fleeve CZ, it is an overpowered pistol. Surely there's no way he wins this out, giving away position now. Letney will be the man to take him down. Bring a 9th to the favour of Valiance and Co. This will be a full reset eco now for all the GameAgents. Just USPs out, just basic pistols. I wouldn't even be surprised I didn't go for any upgrades. Zero will still get the CZ out. The flashbang, see if we can do anything with it. Playing it towards B once again. Meanwhile, the MAC-10s are off Valiance and Co. just to rub extra Salt to the wound. So they know that they can. They know that they have nothing to work with, GameAgents. They're going to try and farm up the money for it. Emmy and Hunter taking instant point right now. It is Letney to get the first frag on 0. Hunter gets his on Gabeson. Emmy spotting players making their way out of the B site. Taking out Fleeve, tagging up Elive. May get picked off considering he has been damaged pretty hard, but he's made his money back already with the round loss bonus. Impulse picks up Color with the P250. They're getting dinks, but they're not able to finish off these frags. GameAgents just stuck pretty hard right now, and Hunter's waiting for this last frag to go his way. Big out towards Market, all 5 players staying alive for Valiance and Co. The rounds keep building, the money keeps stacking. The AWP and the AKs are still in play here for the T-side. GameAgents have done very little to try and break this out now. They're going to have one buy now for the hit max loss bonus again. AWP for Color, 4 M4s in play. All lacking the head armor, understandably. There are AKs and an AWP for Impulse and Co. And Color will try to get aggressive here towards the ramp area. Try and see if he can catch off an overextending T-side player, but Valiance aren't falling for that. The defaults have worked more than fine so far, and it hasn't really required any major A-site control or any major A aggression. Just peek up, get the frags, go for the hit, and they make it work. One minute and 10 left. Molotovs goes through. Elive will pick up Emmy. Try and back off. Fleeve gets Letney as well, so the crossfire is working out. And Elive picks up Hunter as well. Impulse will take him down, but he's very quick to get traded back. And the CTs this time have bomb control. And with these first frags going to their favor, Valiance and Co. start to look a little bit more shaky than usual. Gabeson spotting out the last man. Neno will pick him up and out. Color also rotating with the AWP. It looks like he wants to try and get this final frag. He's going to find it in hole. Simple peek with the AWP. A second round will be on the board for GameAgents. Valiance and Co. have a buyback here. Very hard buyback as well. Kevlar helmets, utility for everybody. 4 AKs, 1 AWP. And the GameAgents will get this double up set up out as well, but they're still struggling for the maximum amount of utility that they can afford. 2 full sets. 0 and Gabeson. Everybody else is limited by either 1, 2, or 3 pieces. 0 to go aggressive. Trust if you can find anything with this M4. Try this earlier GameAgents, but it was shut down by Valiance and Co. Very, very quickly indeed. They were just trying to suppress him. He's just trying and see if he can get these frags, but so far very little damage being traded either side. His own Molotov will actually force him out of position. Smoke it down. Still holds some presence with the utility he's got, but he's used his final piece with that flashbang. No one's caught any whiff of it. But Valiance and Co have been stopped in their B apps default this time. There's something at least for the GameAgents, holding that little bit of presence towards underpass and 0, not falling immediately. .45 seconds remain. Bomb on the back of Hunter. He's out towards ramp, backed up by Impulse. Neno is here towards Palace. They got 2 in mid as well. They just deal with this AWP, and Gabeson will get the first frag. Spot Neno for the second. GameAgents not looking so dead just yet. The counter smoke's not coming back here from Valiance and Co. They aren't able to smoke off this position here towards connected jungle. Collar picks up Impulse as well as Impulse can only leg in with his AWP. Fleeve going to get aggressive, spots out Hunter. And GameAgents finally showing some signs of life here on the CT side. 1v4. Fleeve will fall, but that is all the damage that Valiance and Co. can get out of that round. 3 to 10. Favor still to the T side. The T side will be able to get out the 4 AK single up setup one more time here. Then they're onto a force buy for the final round of the half. It's going to still be looking at a 10-5, which is a recoverable scoreline for GameAgents. I'm just worried about their T side more than anything else, really. There's no real bias for this team on this map. It's just, you know, Mirage is obviously a very naturally CT-sided map by default, and they're going to go for the execution. Valiance and Co just bringing it back to basics, not going for the exit, for the default. It's going straight in with the smokes. Cover off every part of A site that you can, although they left a small gap there for Gabeson to try and exploit his leg demi, I believe. He's spraying on through, trying to look for the final frag, final cover, but it's against Hunter, and he gets very, very close, but no cigar in this particular case. Emmy flashed in, sprays on through Gabeson, can't quite pick him up, gets colour, however. Quick trades come back, though, for the CTs, as they turn it to a 2 versus 4 to their favour. Make it just 1. Hunter left alone, will pick up alive, but Fleave once again gets aggressive and shuts him down on top of Tetris. GameAgents up to 4 now. The CT side has finally come alive here towards the end of the half. Last round of it. 15 coming into play. Valiance and Co. Still in the lead by a particularly large margin. GameAgents have a workable scoreline now that this T side just needs to come alive for to make it all work. He peeks up aggressive, takes down Letney, looks for Impulse. Zero will pick up Hunter, and Impulse is going to fall all the same. 5 versus 2. Looks like this half is going to end to the favour of Valiance, but not before GameAgents can take a last-minute ditch effort to get themselves a few rounds, and they have succeeded in doing just that. Round's not over just yet. They've still got a minute and a half, a little under that. Try and make something work here. The last 2 remaining T-side players, Nano and Emmy. AK and Galil to play with. Creeping up through mid as well. Oh, in the back of Neno. He's making his way in towards Connector. And Gabeson's going to shut down Emmy, leaving it all on Neno for an ace clutch for this round. Not going to happen. 10-5 is the end half scoreline for the favour of Valiance and Co. Quickly ready into this one. Pistol round is ready to get started. Nano has the defuse kit for Valiance and Co. Gabeson with the smoke flash to play with here for the T side. A supportive role. Will be Emmy to take the first frag, however, as they trade out towards mid. Their GameAgents pushing up aggressive and finding these headshots. Leaving 0. 3 frags between them. Neno and Letney, the last 2 left. 1 is rotating, the other held out towards Sniper Nest. And well, Neno's just going to get picked off immediately. That's the defuse kit dropped, and GameAgents come alive against Valiance. Letney will pick off 0 at least for 1. But that is maybe about all he's going to be able to find here. They've locked out the defuse kit. They've also got an aggressive towards the backstab. And Carla will finish the job against him. GameAgents get an all-important pistol round here for this T side. Eco going to come out from Valiant. Well, Eco, Quasi, whatever you want to call it, really. It's not really a defined buy regardless. It's mostly pistols out here for the CT side. Some Kevlar here for Neno and Letney. Doesn't mean that they're going to be going in with nothing. Still finding quite an amount here with these CZs. Neno will actually get Gabeson as the first. Letney gets 0 as well. And we will get traded. Neno's still here, though. Getting some damage together, but unable to finish the job on colour. 3 versus 3 in this UMP. He's ready and waiting to pick off Impulse. Indeed, he lands it. Hunter will also peek out with his 5-7. Try to get someone out towards mid, and he lands it on the headshot of Fleave. The grenade will finish the job on him, however. And Letney will be forced to run away. Bomb going to make his way in towards the B side. Actually, he's ready to cut this off. If he does even more damage, he'll get even more better here for the CT side. Flashbang's over. ready to take cover away from it, make their way on. Is going to hear these players drop in and creep around slowly, wait for the bomb plant to come out here. They're covering themselves off of it. Actually, they're just going to around. But no, they double peek him just in time. Bring the 7th round to the favour of the Game Agents. Valiance Eco this time will have nothing but a full eco to work with for the last round of the conversions. USPs, a P250 for Hunter at least will be a small upgrade. A flashbang for Emmy as well to use some sort of utility set, but Valiance and Co will just be holding back and waiting for the most part, just looking towards that gun round most importantly. They can shut that one down, they can bring themselves back at a 5-round lead above the Game Agents. Now that the T side will make their way up to within 2 of Valiance's lead. It's all up to the CT side, see how much damage they can pull together, how much they can deny towards these SMGs, because they've already found one $600 kill. 5-on-4 ensues again to the favour of Game Agents right now. Hunter does pick colour off guards. There's one frag there, but eventually the T's will just re-aggress, try and finish the job here against the remaining few Valiance players that hold back towards CT. Indeed, they will find some relatively easy frags. Flee with a 3k actually, so gets well back to the investment of the UMP that he invested. One UMP will stay in for the alive. And the AWP will be out for colour. Meanwhile, the AWP for Valiance will be out on impulse. As the M4s will be there to back it all up here for the CT side. Diffused kit on Emmy. Full set to utility for Hunter and Letney. Nano and Emmy have a slight small handicap in regards to the utility, but they're okay for the most part. Game Agents looking like they're going to take things back to basics and go straight into the A hit that was so effective for Valiance and Co. But however, they have the range game set up right here. The flashbangs go over. Impulse is forced back onto the ticket booth, but Nano's back here towards Dark, taking one. Impulse gets alive. Nano gets traded, and Letney gets one more back. 2 for 1 to the favour of Valiance. Make it 3 as he drops the bomb, turns off the Gabeson, puts the USP to effect, and puts Gabeson to shame. 0 last man remaining, and he'll get picked off towards middle. Valiance and cover, very solid hold of the A site. As Game Agents take it back to basics, but vice versa for that CT side. They will force by this one, Game Agents. They will try find a little bit extra above the Valiance and Co-side. If they can steal these rounds away, this would be great. But instantly, Nano and Letney peek up together. They shut down players coming forward. Impulse does get the gap closed upon his AWP, but it doesn't matter because the A-site hold is once again so effective from Valiance and Co. They just don't allow anything through here for the Game Agents. As soon as they get those rifles out, it just looks like pain all over again for the Hungarians. Leaves force bought into this one. Looks like the rest of them may have to follow suit. Not everyone will though. Zero's going to get the Deagle Kevlar helmet as some sort of a dodgy force buy. Everybody else just going up with pistol upgrades and a small amount of utility. Game Agents quickly into the B apps position, led by Flea with this AK looking for the first pick, and actually catches Emmy off guard. The incendiaries come down. Hunter's ready to try and put some damage together, and he will be able to get the slam dunk, get himself 3 kills. Zero connects the Eagle onto his head. Got in the AK out, but low on HP in a 2 versus 3 again to the favour of Valiance and Co. B site hold not as strong as the A site hold, but it doesn't matter. It looks like they may have to shut this one down anyway. Gabeson falling. 0 last man. No, doesn't quite land where he is. Let's pick off Nano at least, make it a little bit expensive for Valiance and Co, but eventually Letney restores order, gets the defuse, brings the 13th to the favour of the CT side. The bomb plant for Game Agents, actually pretty decent, but their money line's not looking amazing as it stands. A good buy up here. It will leave Flea on a little bit less money than the rest of his teammates. Still going to invest into the AK and armor. Color passed off the AWP, and everybody else should be getting up AKs. But very limited utility here for the Game Agents. Check. They go quickly. To the B apartments. Zero going to lead the charge. AK in his hand. Sprays down Emmy, taking him straight out of the action. 5-on-4 situation. GameAgents do gain control of the B site relatively confidently here. 5 versus 3, and Nades landing wherever they must land. 5 Impulse and Neno as well. Again, very confident on the push, very simple in the words. Getting the whole thing back together right here. It's Letney to pick up Flea as the last man left. 1v4. Not much that he can do. The Molotov will actually force Gabeson back out of position. Low on HP, but he's still going to push anyway. Letney trying to see if he can pick up many of these players, and actually can still make it an expensive round for GameAgents. And right now, that's pretty much the opposite of what they want. Their economy is still fleeting beyond belief here, this T side. A 9th round on the board for the GameAgents. AWPs, AKs, AWPs, M4s. Letney has been dropped an AK of his own accord, so here we go. Valiance and Co. into the middle area. Trying to gain control of this one. Molotovs go down, smokes will actually extinguish it. Meanwhile, out towards the B site. Hunter's playing close, Emmy's playing far. Gonna flash his teammate in actually. They could catch him off guard, and indeed they do. They expect it. And Hunter goes falling in his place. 5-on-4. Instantly favour to the GameAgents side. Dom dropped up towards top mid as well, so trying to pick up Letney. Indeed he does. Looks for Emmy on the quick trade eventually. Trading out 2 for 1, but it is to the favour of GameAgents. The bomb is still in their control, so they have the man advantage and they can push wherever they really want to go. Are they going to gamble towards B, knowing that they picked off a player or two? They're going to go towards A, where there are 2 players holding down, one of which is the AWP. They are going to go towards A instead, so it's Emmy going to miss out on most of the late round action. 40 seconds remaining. As the CTs get ready to defend against Color's AWP first pick. Trying to find the first man here, back towards ramp. No one's going to be holding in these corners. Neno back towards firebox, ready and waiting. Here we go. Gabeson spots Impulse. Impulse spots him back, trying to take the AWP pick, and indeed, but Color with a quick trade right back around. Flea trying to cut off the rotations, but Neno's just holding back and waiting. He's ready. He's going to shut down the bomb planter as soon as he can. He doesn't hear it just yet. Elive's creeping around. He peeks up. Neno denies it. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, and he's going to pick up Color as well. They only have to stay alive. Flea will challenge, but it is just a fleeting effort. A 14th round will sit to the favour of Valiance. As Neno just needed a little bit of patience. And he got himself 2 frags for it as well. GameAgents denied once again. Back to the reset we shall go for this CT. Oh, sorry, for this T side, actually, excuse me. AWP for Color, 2 AKs of Galil and an CZ in play here for the T side. Try and gain some sort of control in towards the mid position. 2 players also quickly making their way out. That's Zero with an AK, Elive. CZ picks up Hunter again, so this aggressive position coming in from the TT side isn't working out as well as they would have wanted it to. GameAgents are reading it very well, and they're picking them apart whenever they do go for it. Hunter's probably better to play a more passive angle, maybe back towards truck or on the site itself. Maybe hold short instead. There's a bunch of options that you can consider, but right now they are just picking up and around and looking for their way in. So far, little will be discovered. 60 seconds does stick by. Emmy looking for Zero. Can't spot him just yet. A little bit of utility that you can use, and we'll try and put it down. Does get some damage. Impulse picks up Gabeson, however. Wallbanger Color trying to look for anything. Letney peeks up, and he gets them both. Well, actually, Impulse steals one away, but it doesn't matter because the CT push does work up to their favour. It leaves 0 and alive. Last 2 left. Bomb drop towards top mid. They will try and make their way in. There's one man back here. Emmy picks up alive before he goes forward. It's all 0. 1 versus 3 situation. CT's creeping up and over. Then spots his head and takes it off his shoulders. 15-9 now, and Valiance & Co. looking extremely solid so far in this matchup, and it looks like that maybe GameAgents will not be able to claim their first match in the Bets.net Challenger Series. Been a very rough tournament for this team. Unfortunately, it ends off the exact same that the rest of their matchups have gone together. They have got one force buy. One last chance to steal a round away. Or be forever doomed in this match. They're going to go for a straight-up rush. Hunter hears it, gets the grenade together. Emmy going to catch off a little bit of information, just sprays on through, connects it onto one, not the second. Rotations coming in from the CT, sticking fast, and Hunter still hits towards the corner, sprays down Cleave, connects it onto Color, but doesn't get the frag. Backstabs incoming as well as the CT's trying to deny this bomb plan. Actually, they will be able to do so. Burning alive, alive goes falling. Color and Gabeson as the last 2 left, and the backstab is incoming from Letney. Impulse picks up the York kill, and Gabeson is the last man left alive. Tapped on through, Letney gets the final frag. It's 16-9 in favour of Valiance & Co. As GameAgents, unfortunately, are unable today to secure their map victory, their game victory, their first victory in this tournament so far. Not been a very good time for them at all, as they stay at the bottom at 0-8 so far in terms of maps, I do believe. They have one more chance today to try and recover the situation. They're up against Godsent next, so do stick around if you are interested in that particular match. And if you did enjoy today's casting, you can hit the exclamation mark caster command. But don't go anywhere. We have more Bets.net action coming up after this very short break.